What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Rise podcast. Exciting week this week. Christy, tell them why it's an exciting week.
We had a huge week this last week. As you know, we opened up spots for the Creative Rise Mastermind Round 10. This is our 10th round we've run, our 6-week program that kind of launches people towards building six-figure businesses in a tight community. And we opened up applications last week. And honestly, this sells out every time we do it. We do it twice a year. It sells out every single time we do it. But we had actually closed applications early this time because it sold out.
Sold out
so fast. So we've got amazing people in this round. We are so excited. We have people representing from Germany, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, the US, all over the world. And I'm actually going to shout out everyone's names really quick that is jumping into this
You get
round.
A podcast shout out.
Because you guys are like officially a part of like the insider Creative Rise community. So Prescott Van Leer, Christopher Van de Hee, Jake Ressler, Abby Gaskell, Alex Silas, Maddie Rusin, Aaron Lancaster, David Thuman, Colin Yen, Chris Crater, Victoria Castle, Jack Franzino, Monique Kinnear, Danielle Bulkley, Joe Lord, Lexi Sewin, Haley Lichtenberg, Austin Farmer, Luke Bouchard, Carmina Garcia, Stephanie Hernandez, Devin Sawtell, Simon Felber, Tanis Ross, McKenna Wary, Maureen Korsick, Tobiah Liu, Jen Abrams, Zachary Braun, Abby Taylor, Jordan Hopper, Abigail Zavala, Amanda Schott, Reese Warren, Alex Stelma, and Chanel and Ryan Whitaker.
Dude, okay.
First of all,
good job. That's a lot of names.
I'm sorry if I butchered one of your names.
Those are names from like 5 different countries. So some of those are we haven't met them all yet. So I was pretty impressed with that.
Thank you.
This crew is so good, guys. They are photographers, filmmakers, content strategists, environmental conservationist/photographer, which is really cool.
Agencies, so cool.
So many different things. Agencies, there's so many phenomenal businesses coming on into the 10th round of the Creative Rise Mastermind to learn the foundation to grow towards a 6-figure business, which is so exciting. So we cannot wait to kill it, give all of ourselves to them over the next couple of weeks. Yep. So if that is you, congrats. If you're already like, dang, I think I missed out, well, you did miss out, and the next one's going to be in 2024. So you can head on over to creativerise.com, learn all about it, and get on the wait list for that one. Guys, so pumped. And one of the reasons why I'm so pumped is I love the beginning of the mastermind. The beginning of the mastermind is all about offers, and it's all about problem solving and brand. Putting those 3 things together, learning how to problem solve, creating offers off of your ability to problem solve, and then actually developing your brand around that. That's a really exciting way to build a solid foundation. So I actually want to talk about a piece of that on the podcast today. And this thought came to me straight up. It's a shower thought. And I thought about this, and I was like, hey, this would be a really good podcast episode on if we talked about what a really good perspective would to have as you go into bigger deals. Now, here's what I want to argue today. I want to make the argument that when you pitch, here's really the thought of the podcast. So write this down if you're taking notes. When you pitch the artistic vision, they are taking a risk on you. Now, when you pitch the business opportunity, they are taking a risk on themselves to say no. Now, here's what I mean by that, because that sounds a little bit confusing if you haven't been around Creative Rise a ton, or if you have not been hanging out in my backyard as I talk about these things all the time. But this is how my brain works. This is how I think a lot of people that have kind of cracked creative businesses' brains work, or how people learn to have their brains work. And it is that your ability to problem solve dictates your future as a creative business owner. But this statement, I think, is especially important because as creatives, it's so easy for us to get caught up in what fulfills us creatively, what's going to make us excited about a deal, what's going to make us really excited about a new project. And while that is great, and while the artistic side of that is good, if we put that in front of the business objective, often we will miss out on the deal or we won't get hired back. And here's what I mean. If you're listening to this and you're going, well, Joey, this sounds like you're really talking like hard businessy right here. I don't know if this applies to me because I'm a wedding photographer. This totally applies to you. So when I say business opportunity in the brand space, I mean obviously making company money. When I say business opportunity in the wedding or couple space, I obviously mean, what is going to be the business opportunity that you can solve their problems in such a good way that they are like undeniably like, wow, Christy was so amazing. We need to refer to everybody. We would 100% hire her back, rather than being like, oh, Christy was really artistic and she had an artistic vision, but I don't know if it really came together the way that I thought it was going to. So again, here's the statement. When you push the artistic vision, they are taking a risk on you, because they have to go, I don't know if I can actually trust this person's artistic vision. They're pitching me on some cool concept, but is it going to work? Whereas if you pitch the business opportunity, they're now looking at ROI or dream outcome of my wedding day versus loss of dream outcome or loss of ROI. So they're no longer taking a risk on you. They're taking a risk on their own choice. So I think it's a pretty profound thought.
Totally.
And I was thinking about this in the shower because I was thinking about how I do this and how we do this when we structure brand strategy deals. So for anyone who's newer to the show, quick little 10-year update. Started a creative agency when I was 14, doing photo, video, eventually started building a marketing funnels, running people's social media management, started to basically form into like more of an agency. We were handling a bunch of stuff, built a little bit of a team. And over the years, I've really narrowed into just doing brand strategy. So you and I still shoot. You shoot more than I do, but every shoot you do, I'm shooting video. You handle all the photo. But my primary thing outside of that is actually brand strategy. So we go in and we've got a product that we call Brand Therapy. We go into companies and help them with go-to-market strategies with their brand, or if they've already gone to market, they're already a big company, we help them restructure their brand so they've got a more profitable future. There's a bunch of different things that we do, and I love it. But this is a service where it would not exist. I would never have anybody buy it from us. We would never be able to go on into a company and actually consult with them on this if I was pushing an artistic vision, if I was pushing something that did not have a quantified ROI off the back of it. So I know I'm really rambling here, but I really want to give you guys a real life example. Anytime I pitch anything that I do, but specifically Brand Therapy, I need to make sure that I'm going, okay, how am I pushing not the artistic fulfilling side of this for me, which there is. It's fun to put together these brand decks, brand guides, design the narrative side and then the visual side of companies. But if I just push that all day, they're going to take me and compare me to somebody else that wants to push an artistic vision, and then they're going to see which artistic vision they think they like better. Versus when I actually go, hey, the artistic vision, we can talk about that. That's more of like a step number 2 thing. Let's talk first about how working with us is actually going to get you an ROI. I want to talk about the business opportunity here for you and your company if you allow us to help you with the brand strategy stuff. Mm-hmm. When I have that conversation, whether it's with brand strategy or whether I'm having that conversation as a photographer to a brand, which we still do, still shoot for a lot of brands. Anytime I have that conversation, it's a totally different conversation than just including myself in the massive pool of people who want to have the conversation about artistic vision. And again, that has a place and a time, but I think it's like a step 2 in the business opportunity or the dream outcome opportunity if you're a wedding photographer. So this would look like, hey, rather than me talking about my style of editing, why don't we talk about the things on your wedding day that I have to nail in order for you to make sure you have the best time of your life.
Exactly.
Why don't we start there, and then we'll end up with how many, color versus black and white photos you want to see from me. But let's start over here, because I could give you the best edited photos in the world, but if the experience was terrible, or if I didn't curate something properly on your wedding day, and so you felt let down, it doesn't matter what the photos look like.
Yeah.
Because the experience felt brutal. Same with the business side, right? The artistic vision could be incredible, but if it misses the mark and it doesn't drive a business outcome, we miss the mark.
It's also being like a want versus a need. A want is like the artistic side. Like I know people, I just want to create photos for you that look like this. And they may be like, hey, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But that's a want. That's not a need. Whereas if it's a business objective, if it's about the end goal of like bottom line, that is a need. So all of a sudden you can be doing the same service, but you're just positioning it in a way of being a need rather than just a want. And needs are the things that people do not drop in recessions. It's what people pay for. And wants are the first things to go.
Yeah, 100%. So this is just a quick episode, guys. I hope this was really insightful. I hope this was a little peek into my shower thoughts of what I think makes a really good deal. Think about this. The next time you structure your deal, whether it's a photo deal, a wedding deal, a filmmaking deal, a deal to create some reels for a company, whatever it's going to be, maybe it's brand strategy like I'm doing a lot of these days, whatever it is, ask yourself the question, am I going on into this deal with the perspective of how do I make sure I primary the business objective rather than the artistic objective? And if I do that, what's the outcome going to be? I challenge you to do that. If you have questions about this, hit us up on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you guys. This is what we are going to go deep into in the next couple weeks in the Creative Rise Mastermind, really helping people understand how to be a problem solver and how to align their services into really good offers that will solve six-figure problems, which will build them a six-figure business. So quick pro tip. If you want to build a six-figure business faster, start solving bigger problems, because as I also said, I got to write a book on this one day. I always say that I'm going to write a book on problem solving, but the bigger the problem, obviously the bigger the paycheck. The higher quantity and quality of problems you solve as a creative business owner, the bigger your checks are going to be that you get to cash, which is really, really cool. So make that an objective for this week as you wait for next week's podcast. Ask yourself the question, how do I potentially increase the quality and the quantity of problems I'm solving, and your income will follow that. So other than that, guys, we are so pumped that you're here, listen to the show. Thank you for being here. If you love this, share it with a friend that could also use some tweaking or some encouragement around their ideology of problem solving. And if you're listening to this and you are one of the names we read who is in the round 10 of the mastermind, we start next week. Cannot wait to get to know you more and help you build a phenomenal business as we exit 2023 and into 2024. So
great. Thanks, guys, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.